if you really kind of hold it together and have a happy holiday. So good to see you.
Hey, you too.
First off, let me say congratulations on another fine Thanksgiving in the ER.
Yeah,
for you.
You know, almost every year, one of my kids ends up in an ER. And if you have kids under the age of 5, they say 1 ER visit a year is typical. I've been off for a couple of years, but yeah, my daughter ended up in the ER.
Okay, but she's fine.
Yeah, she's
Just
okay.
a little,
baseball bat in the back of the mouth with a friend who was taking a backswing.
Yeah, Michael was in there after his knee surgery, a little scared, thought it might be some blood clots, but it turned out to be nothing. He's fine, everything.
Yeah, it spices up the holidays.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Keeps them interesting.
Never a boring moment. But
speaking of interesting, divorced families during the holidays. You know, if you just throw up your hands and say, hey, whatever it is, what it is, it could end up being a disaster. You really need to stay on top of this for the kids, if nothing else.
You know, parents really have to be on top of this themselves. You've got to think through before your kids transfer from one house to the other what this is like for them going through the holidays with divorced families. It's very, very difficult. And the parents themselves have to be really good bosses of their own feelings. You've got to make it okay for your kids to leave you and go somewhere else. And if you get parents who make it, you know, oh my gosh, this is going to be so horrible or terrible or too emotional, it's really not good for your kids. You've got to really be a good boss. Say, hey, you know what, have a good time over there. We're going to have a good time over here, and make that transition go well, because it's really about your kids for the holidays, not so much yourself.
Now, so how do you go about this? How do you lay down some rules here and plan ahead?
Well, first of all, you want to plan ahead. That's the whole point.
That's the key.
So talk to that other person that you're dealing with, you know, your parenting partner, if you want to call it that, and say, hey, look, this is how we're going to do it this year. Have your activities planned ahead of time. Talk about when the transitions are going to be. Keep it on a schedule. Be a little bit flexible, though. You have to be, because, you know, sometimes things happen, traffic, relatives in town. Give a little bit of leeway, but you got to make it okay. And be careful, again, not to be overly emotional with your kids about it, because they're looking to you to see how you're managing your feelings about it, and that's going to help them manage theirs too.
You know, and it's easy to do as a parent. I mean, you can kind of, if you're not careful, you can kind of do little subversive things to kind of get the kids on your side.
Yeah, it's a tough...
And that's just, boy, what a dangerous path to go down there.
Yeah, you don't want to split your kids up, and it's really important. Don't ever say anything negative about the other one. Don't go down that road. But look, holidays always increase feelings of divorce. Obviously, if the divorce is within the last year or so, it's going to be worse. Holiday types of situations tend to intensify those kinds of feelings, so you got to be sensitive. Make sure you can talk to your kids about it too. So if they want to talk about it, talk about it. But this is also a time where kids really think about their parents getting back together. So they think about holidays and the festive times, and they hope that this is going to happen.
And we've seen movies about this, and the movies are cute. The Parent Trap, you know, where you're going to get the parents back together and everything, and kids see that. Does that set up some unrealistic expectations that you have to deal with sometimes?
Well, it does, and you know, it's important. I mean, kids have fantasies about, you know, reunification, as adults sometimes do too. But you know, you have to be realistic, and if it's something that's happened, then you've got to accept it and move forward. But you've got to be strong for your kids with it, and help them see that you're strong with it, so they can be strong too. So it's really important that at each house you have a good time. You don't sabotage the other house. You make the transitions easy. It's really, really important. Have good, fun things going on. You want to make sure that you've got a lot of activities for your kids to do to take their mind off of the other parent who they're not going to see, and make it a really, really important holiday season. It's really, really important that we think about the kids first.
Okay, so now are we running any kind of a betting pool or anything on you for the Christmas holidays this year?
You mean in terms of ER visits?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm just going to be real careful. I mean, it's just one of those things. I've had my one. Usually if I have one, and it's usually my daughter, I mean, weird things happen to her. I mean, this one, she gets hit with that. We were up like in Yosemite, and she was playing with some blocks, and she smashed it down, and a chip went in her eye.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, try to find a clinic in Yosemite, you know, on a holiday.
Right.
But, you know, things like this do happen. So you've got to be prepared, and you've got to be flexible. And look, you know, relax. Try to have a good vacation, everybody. It's really important kids see this as a really nice time, and go volunteer.
Again,
take your kids and go do something.
I think that's one of the best ideas you could possibly suggest is take them to someplace that's serving a holiday meal for the needy, and let them be involved in that, or give kids, pick a gift from the angel tree and let them go out and shop for some kid that doesn't have a gift otherwise.
Absolutely, and don't buy gift cards for people. I always get, you know, gift cards, #1 thing. Look, you know, it's impersonal. Think about who you're buying a gift for. Talk to your kids about it. Get something that's meaningful for that person, because, you know, that really makes a lot more sense than buying them a gift card.
Sure.
Yeah, stay with the gift cards. Yeah.
Hey, Dr. Cantor, it's always good to see you.
You too. Everybody, we'll see you next week.
You can go check out the blog on this anytime at san diego6.com.
Yeah,
Join the conversation.
Good stuff.